Hello. So, Rhiannon here. I just got into my weekly mineral salt, Epsom salt, / baking soda / boron. And then today I added a little bit of peppermint essential oil. So, I'm going to do this on YouTube and then I'll probably post it to my other, sorry, my makeup's coming off. My other Rhiannon Rambles and other pages from here. It's just I'm trying to figure out what is the best way to be able to post this type of stuff to basically everything and only have to record it once. When I go live on Facebook, I can't share that on my YouTube and I can't share that on my Instagram, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to, this is YouTube, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to post this to my other Facebook pages. So, I was doing some meditation and listening to some different stuff, and in conversations lately, this topic has been coming up quite a bit, so it's something that I want to talk about. And it's kind of two subjects. So one being energy vampires and two, empaths. So I'm an empath and I know a lot of you are, and I talk about it a lot, and I don't want it to sound like I'm saying it in a negative way, but it's like a new trendy thing to be. And I think maybe part of that is because we're in a mass awakening right now. So a lot of people are just learning that they are empaths. They've always been them, but they're just learning. Whereas I have personally been, the terminology we're using now is woke. So #woke. My awakening started in 2008. So it's a little bit longer than a lot of people. Not as long as a lot of people. Some people have been woke for 20 years. And so it's not a competition, but it's just that's when, during my awakening process, is when I learned that I was an empath, which it was a little bit harder than these. The more people wake up, the more people that post videos like this, the easier it is for everyone else to figure out their journey. So basically, an empath is somebody who's highly sensitive, right? We can feel how other people feel. And I think where it gets a little bit confusing is because everybody has empathic feelings and abilities. If you didn't, you'd be a sociopath, right? To have empathy for other people is a normal emotion. It doesn't make you an empath. What makes you an empath is when you are so susceptible to those other people's energies that until you realize what you are, you really don't know, and you can't differentiate whose feelings are whose. And you go through a lot of depression and anxiety. You have a hard time out in public. You struggle with crowds of people. I mean, there are times where I just walk into like a school, like an elementary school, my kids' school. There's nothing bad going on. There's no drama going on, but just the amount of people and all the different energies, I literally like almost start crying. It's overwhelming to be able to not know how to deal with that. Now I use different tools, crystals, and I zip up my energy, and there's things that I do to protect myself, but anyway, that's an empath. There's, even with my crystals and things, it's who I am. So it's like what I was born and put here to do. So on one hand, yeah, I protect myself. And on the other hand, I'm not trying to act like it's some ailment or affliction that I'm trying to cure, because I'm not. I'm actually really grateful for it. And I love to be able to really talk with people and honestly and truly understand where they're coming from, because I can actually feel it. So it makes me good at what I do. So that's the empath side of it. The second part, which is like the most important thing that I wanted to talk about, is energy vampires. So we use this term all the time, like there's this group of people out there that are energy vampires, and they're like the bad people, and they're out there sucking the energy from us, and particularly us light workers, and etc., etc. But the thing is, we all have the ability to be an energy vampire, and we all have been susceptible to having our energy sucked, if you will. I don't know how else you want to say it, by an energy vampire. And here's my thought on that, okay? I'm not saying there's never any time that somebody might set out into the world with ill intention to come and try to, like, literally, their intention is to suck your energy. That might happen. I don't really subscribe to that idea, and I don't really live my life in fear of that. But the bottom line is that we can all be energy vampires. Even me, an empath, a light worker, I can be an energy vampire. So here's some of the examples that I want to use. And this is like the one that has been coming up for me. So most of us are all on Facebook, and you always have those certain people that come up that trigger you, and you're just like, oh my God, and you call your friend, or you call your spouse, or you just roll your eyes, and every single time they post something, you're just triggered. And it doesn't matter. Like, they could be having a pity party, they could be on vacation. Like, they don't even necessarily have to be saying negative things. It just triggers you. That's you actually being an energy vampire to yourself, but you could easily blame them for being the energy vampire because you're the one choosing to allow yourself to continually be triggered by the same person who's just posting whatever on their Facebook. And the reason that I know this is because, of course, I can be that same person. I mean, I'm known to be like an over poster. I share, I overshare, I check in, I post pictures. My friends and family tease me about being the documenter of life. I could go into all my reasons as to why I do those things, but I have a lot of reasons. And one of the reasons it's just fun for me. And, you know, sometimes I probably should just have my phone locked up for me, especially when I'm drinking and I think I need to go live for hours at a time. That could make me an energy vampire, essentially, because it's like, oh, there's Rhiannon on there trying to get attention. You know, why does she need so much attention? Those things are fine. You can look at it that way. But the better way to look at it is to look at yourself and say, if I'm continually triggered by this person, why am I following her? Like, that's your problem. And this has happened to me. I've had to recently unfollow people, and I think we're in this world now where it's like, okay, yeah, there's a difference between the high school, like, somebody votes for president that you didn't vote for, so you unfriend them. Like, that's not what I'm talking about, okay? But I'm talking about, I think that if you're no longer at a vibrational match for somebody, it's your own duty for your protection and theirs to unfollow them. We are going to be coming in and out of alignment with people all the time. As you grow, as your opinions change, as your vibration changes, the people that you surround yourself should also reflect those changes. And what Facebook does is it keeps us in this trap where we feel guilty if we choose to change our mind on that. It's like, to unfollow somebody doesn't mean that you're saying they're bad or they're unworthy or they're whatever. But like I said, if you're continually being triggered by somebody, unfollow them. I mean, you could unfriend them. That might be rude. I don't know. If somebody unfriends me, I really don't care. I think it's more where the space that you're coming from when you're in the moment of doing that. So like I said, recently for me, it's like, I did have people that were triggering me. I'm like, why am I continually scrolling through my social media, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and rolling my eyes and being like, oh my God, you should see what so-and-so did today. I'm guilty. I'm saying I've done that. How is that person's problem? That's my problem. If I am not in alignment with these views, if it's triggering me, why am I going to continue to subject myself to that? And when I'm talking about them, I don't think that makes me an energy vampire. I think I'm feeding them the energy, which makes myself an energy vampire of myself, if that makes sense, okay? And now, am I intentionally sending them the evil eye or whatever? No, I'm not intentionally doing it, but I'm still doing it. But that feeds them power because I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen where I am constantly triggered by these people, but I see them grow and keep doing better, which triggers me more. And I'm like, that's not fair. And why is this happening? And God, they're so annoying. And how do they get all this? Like, that's a mirror to me. Like, they're triggering something that's within me. That's my own shit that I need to work with or work on that has nothing to do with them. So I either need to look at it in that way, that what is this trigger trying to teach me? Or I need to say, unfollow. Like, I'm not going to give up my energy to something that I feel is not in alignment with me. And what I'm asking for you to do is, if you follow me on any of my social media and anything that I do triggers you, I'm not saying this in a bad way. I'm saying it like 100% from my heart. Please do yourself a favor. Do me a favor and just unfollow me. It's okay. We don't all have to, follow each other. Like, I don't need that justification. You don't need that. I don't want you to feel bad. If we were friends in like middle school or something and we haven't seen each other for 30 years, and the things that I do talking about crystals and Reiki, if that triggers you, like, just unfollow me. It's fine, you know? And if my drunken live feeds at concerts or wherever the fuck I'm at triggers you, unfollow me. You're better than that. You deserve more than like leeching your energy to me or anything else that doesn't serve you. And I'm here to say I will be doing the same thing. Okay? It doesn't have to be this high school drama of like, oh, I'm going to unfriend you, and I'm not going to unfollow you then go talk about it, and I'm not asking you to do that. Just simply unfollow, just release it into the universe. But when you talk about energy vampires, I think to sum this up, because I could go on this rant for another hour. To sum this up, we are our own biggest psychic vampires. Okay? By choosing to allow ourselves to continually, freely give out our energy to things that are not in alignment with who we are. Okay? So I'm begging you, if me or anything else that is in your realm of social media, Instagram, and you're seeing it and you're being triggered, unfollow, let it go. They're going to be fine, I promise. Whoever it is, whether it's President Trump, Rhiannon Rambles, KSL News, like, unfollow, okay? That's it. All right, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my tub, get my Zen on, and if right now seeing this video of me in the tub is triggering you, unfollow me, okay? Namaste.